Good morning, folks. It is 9:18 a.m. in the morning. It is August 10th, 2025. It is a Sunday. Yes. Slow Sunday. On this episode of Slow Sunday, we're going to talk about what all of us low-fat dieters have in common. Now, when I talk about specific low-fat dieters, I mean the ones who are either currently trying to be on the sugar diet, who have been on the sugar diet, who are trying to still figure out what all this is evolving into. There seems to be a lot of confusion in the low-fat diet space, the low-fat community, because it is undeniable, whether you're a vegan, whether you still trying to do remnants of the sugar diet, or if you're just doing the old school low-fat style dieting the way I am, eating the protein and building muscle and leaning out through the low-fat dietary choices that we are making. The one thing we all have in common is, at some point, the low fat is there. Whether you're a meat eater, whether you're a vegan, everybody in the low fat space has one thing in common. I think recently in a video, Cole Robinson said there's a low fat version of diet for everybody. I think that might be the most intelligent thing he said as of lately. And then I just watched another video of him talking about getting the gym. And something clicked. So let me explain something to you. All of the influencers that have had or are still continuing, like myself, to have success on these low-fat diets. Low-fat diets can be as healthy or as dirty as you want them to be, just like any other diet. I mean, come on now. The keto diet has some really healthy aspects of it, and it has some really dirty aspects of it, Yeah, so, that's why terms like dirty keto exist. So I guess, the low-fat version of dirty would be the sugar diet. That would be the dirtiest low-fat part of diet you could possibly do when you're in this low-fat, when you're in the low-fat hemisphere, the low-fat space. I think it's slowly starting to come together out there, of course, you got your, hate channels on it out there, but even they can't argue with the message of a meat and three, that's healthy, clean eating. What are they going to say? It's better to drink Yoo-hoos and eat spaghetti and blueberry muffins and stuff. Like this one specific Pookie channel I know, that is their dietary choices. I've heard them bring it up in videos, so I can make a video just on that. But, why waste my time? Because they're kind of dead in the water. How you gonna put vegan hate? You're a anti-vegan channel. How you gonna put that on a channel like mine? I'm a meat eater. We got too much common ground now, Pookie. We both meat eaters. But I'm willing to float into any dietary space, to make improvements in my visceral fat health. At my age, at 53, I'm trying to better myself. And anybody who's against that can just go kick rocks, as far as I'm concerned. But let's see. Let me name off a few of my favorite influencers out there, because we all friends in this space anyway. We might have a little bit of love spat, between one another from time to time. I've been known to be a little controversial. Maybe this one time I was or something. It was just a little bit though. And I didn't really mean it. But anyway, let's say Sweet Truckin', Zach Scholl, the Snake Diet guy and his wife. What do we all have in common in this low-fat space? What has been a part of our success? I was listening to a replay of Eve's journey the other night, and she had a lot to say about some things and stuff, within the space. And the one thing when she brought me up was that clicked, that's been clicking, with all this other stuff. It's all kind of, clicking together right now within this space. That yes, I do have a lot of physical activity, but then all of these channels do. Think about it. Zach does walking videos. He's obviously flexed and got some muscle definition. He's doing a little more than just walking there. I'm not sure his full physical activity. Maybe he'll show us at some point. Sweet Truckin', he's got the same walking pad that I got. The same walking pad that I got. He got his first. So yeah, he got his walking pad. He's got it set up in his truck. He does physical activity, and he's got the guns too. So he's. I'm not sure of all his physical activity either. I catch all of their videos when I can. I've got a pretty busy lifestyle between my own YouTube channel and dealing with my two autistic children, which are both adults, but they're still my kids. I got a lot of responsibility on my hands, so I had to find my workout time at home while I'm, able to still deal with them at the same time. And if I can pull that off as busy as I am, anyone can. Anyone can. Now, yeah, I do a lot of swimming. Walking is my number one. Walking is a big one for fat loss in general. So when you're combining walking with a diet specifically designed to decrease body fat, like these bro diets out there. Now, way before that's another thing, that the VD channel tried to bring up about me was, me following Cole Robinson, wanted to spin some negative in my direction because of that. But Cole found me first. He found me through my chicken and broccoli diet that I done a couple years back, and I lost a lot of weight on, which in the 90s was a big popular low-fat diet regiment. It was a temporary diet, for, some quick weight loss or muscle building. And I had a lot of success with that. And at the time, I was doing a Politarian style diet, which that is what I was doing before I got on the sugar diet, before Cole decided to, call me out, for, the sugar diet stuff. And, well, not call me out, but shout me out, for the sugar diet stuff I was doing, which kind of went along with low fat and was, I have my red meat allergies and stuff. There are reasons I'm not going to get into in this video, but, yeah, I was essentially been on a low fat diet and had most of my success on my channel through diet, even way back as far as 2022, doing low fat diets. People that's been around long enough can tell you these things. They've been around my channel. They can tell you, yes, that's definitely contributed to a lot of my weight loss back then and now. The sugar diet was just a part of that. Another thing that the VD channel asked a question was, if the sugar diet was working so well, why did you quit doing it? Well, It's a simple answer. Let me tell you, it worked just fine. I made it to the 38 waist. You know, I made it to the range of weight I want to be in, and now I've got to average it out with a complete nutritional diet, because we can't sugar diet forever, folks. We can't do it forever. I mean, unless you're going to be a fruitarian, then I guess you can. Then you can do the sugar diet forever, and then you're definitely going to wind up on the VD channel, because that's the content that she promotes, stuff like that. I'm a meat eater. I'm an omnivore. You know, I even though I'm allergic to red meat, I still have it occasionally. As long as I don't overconsume it, I'm fine. If I eat too much of it, I break out in a rash. So it takes some time to get into my system. Yeah, we all have, everybody in this sugar diet space, you know, like I said, Sweet Truckin', you know, Cole Robinson, Mark Smelly Bell, myself, Zach Scholl, Skeleton City, Polaris Fit Vegas. I can't think of any more. And even Eve has started to increase success within her own diet by doing more physical activities as well. So that is the one common denominator that we all have. That if I'm missing anybody, I'm sorry. You can leave their name and their channels down in the comments. But yeah, it seems to be a big deal around movement and how the low-fat diet works, depending on which phase of it you're on. Whether if you're in the dirtiest phase of it, which is the sugar diet stuff, or whether you're in the low-fat space like I am, where you're having meat, vegetables, you know, fruit, starch, everything that everybody else eats. You know, that's pretty much everything that any normal dieter eats. You know, out there. If you're eating cheeseburgers and French fries, the only difference is we're not taking in all the cholesterol. You know, the heart clogging stuff. I get a lot of carnivores coming to my channel, you know, talking about how healthy it is. Everybody's so healthy and stuff, but I can name probably about 7 to 10 channels out there that diet did not work for, or that it did not work for, and I can name at least that many more, you know, who are in a healthy space, who either have had to lose the weight through straight out 72-hour fasting, 48-hour fasting, all kinds of fasting, you know, and then flip-flop back to the carnivore diet. I mean, that's not the diet losing the weight, folks. If you're fasting, you can fast on any diet, right? You know, you can fast on any diet, and that's going to cause weight loss, also going to cause muscle loss. But the one diet that you can eat every day on is a low-fat diet, you know. And if you're moving and if you're active, then you're going to see results and benefits and gains, you know. And when you and there's cutting routines for when you need to lean out, you know. It's like a perfect all-in-one situation for your physical fitness, for sure. But you got to be some kind of active. You don't even have to be the most active. I am not the most active person, trust me. The first thing I do when I get up in the morning is I throw the weights around. Shoot, I should have hooked the microphone up on my shirt. Let me see if I can get it on here real quick. So I can show you here. I mean, I've always got some weight sitting close by me. So if I'm in my chair and I'm watching social media, I got my 3-pounders here. I can just sit here and watch whomever, and I can throw these things around, manipulate them in different ways. And if you don't think that builds muscle, you'd be steady wrong. And it does more than just your arms. You know, you hold them certain ways, you could feel your chest muscles tighten. You can put them behind you like that and do things like that. You can feel a lot of movement there in your shoulders, your back arms, everything else. And when I really want to amp it up, I got my 4-pounder sitting near me also. So yeah, I mean, even that right there without walking will get your heart rate up. And then, you know, if I wanted to really step it up, you know, I could just run in place and do all kind of stuff with the weights there as well, the dumbbells. I do a lot of that. A lot of that. I do a lot of that. I can go outside in my yard and get all of my 10,000 steps. And this past week I haven't been able to jump into that swimming pool. But I'm hoping today, it looks like we might get a little bit of sunshine out there. I'll be able to get back into the swimming pool today, this afternoon. And by the time I get done with all that, you know, yeah, you're hungry. And I'll be cooking up some chicken, some potatoes, different things like that. But yeah, think about it. Think about the low-fat diet, the low-fat atmosphere, all of it as a whole. Like I've been trying to bring the message together. For some reason we just can't get it together. We need to get together on it. If we're going to build and we're going to grow, we're going to have to come together on this. If not, if everybody just continues to push in their own individual direction, then hey, that's fine with me. I'm a lone wolf in the first place. I'm a lone wolf anyway. We can all push in a different direction if we want to here, but we all got some common ground that we all need to, you know, start paying attention to a little more. And what else can I say? You know, yeah. Like I say, I think I named everybody. The top two would be Cole and Mark Bell for sure in the low-fat space. Mark Bell put out some nice messages yesterday. I watched his stuff. I really like his approach. You know, it's kind of a combination of what used to be the sugar diet along with the low-fat approach now. There's a lot of there's a low-fat diet for everyone out there. That's just all there is to it. It all exists in the same space when you're taking the fat out of the diet or cutting it down. You know, there's like I said, you know, in chicken breast there's at least 30% fat in there, so you're still getting an adequate amount of fat in that lean meat. You're getting enough. You don't need fat from a animal that has been purposely fattened up. That's genetically modified, and when you're consuming that genetically modified or material, I'm not the person to break all this stuff, but when you're consuming, you know, all those you know, if you're consuming all that cholesterol and stuff that the cows have consumed that has made them overweight, what do you think that's going to do to you? Why do you think people on that carnivore diet have to fast so much and so long and so often? Now, I've seen even the typist experts out there doing dry fasts and stuff. Just some food for thought. Think about it. Think about it. Personally, I'd rather, you know, do the fitness, you know, Try to remain as healthy as I possibly can. People spend too much time on social media, that's for sure. I've got the YouTube, so when I get done, cutting a video, a lot of times, you won't see me for a while. I won't. A lot of people, they'll cut their videos and then they'll go straight to other social media. I don't have no X account, no Twitter account. I don't have no Instagram account. I ain't got none of that stuff. I got a Facebook, but I barely got a presence on there. I hardly ever get on it. People get on all the time saying, "Oh, you didn't come wish me a happy birthday," and all this stuff. Well, I just ain't into it. Just ain't into it like that. I can't. I like to physically go do things, besides, just sitting at the computer all the time. And hey, listen, when I done World of Warcraft, when I played that game, I spent too much time at the computer. So that's how I got in the shape I was in. That's one of the biggest reasons. So, if I come catch up on, whoever's out there, saying stuff, the few channels that I watch, in the low-fat space, and that's about it, Sometimes, the algorithm will throw something at me, like, when someone says something negative about whatever we're doing, that it might throw some video at me that way. I might check that out. Before I go, the one last thing I would say to that stupid VD channel is you misrepresented me. You're talking about he's eating a plate full of vegetables. There was chicken in that plate. There was meat in that plate every single time. So, me and you, we can part ways now if you want to. I'm ready to part ways with you. I was ready to part ways with you before you even decided to make content about me in the first place. But we can part ways now. I'm not a vegan. I'm not a part of the criteria that that meets, a discussion from your stupid channel. As a matter of fact, there's a guy. I'm gonna leave a link to his channel. I seen where he broke down the vegan deterioration. That's where I got the VD from. That's what he called them, the VD channel. But yeah, let's say, Danny Isaiah, yeah, he put out some good material on the Pookie show there. I will leave some links to some of that content that he put out. He does a better job at breaking down the the whatever the hell that shit is. All right, folks. I'm going to let that go. I'm having too much fun with it. Tell me what you think down in the comments. And that is all I got for this video. So until the next, and you folks have a good one.